Okay, welcome back. This is part two in our series looking at the offensive line in their preseason week 2 game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's start with Daniels here. Nice double team with him and Okorafor. We got Gentry doing a decent job on this end here. We've got Dotson doing a really nice job on this D tackle, giving Mason Cole an opportunity to peel off to the second level and take care of the linebacker. So this is actually blocked perfectly for Snell to take the ball up here. He maybe just has to beat 42, and it looks like he has room to cut it up. But for some reason, he jump cuts to the right, which is super frustrating. I'm sure Snell's getting chewed out. Again, he's got all this room. What's he seeing? This linebacker's here the whole time. It's not like this linebacker shows this gap and then scrapes over. No, he's waiting here the entire time. So really not sure what Snell's seeing. Is it an issue where because the line is having their issues, the running backs aren't trusting where it's designed to go? I don't know, but just super frustrating watching it one more time. When the line actually does a good job blocking it up, even Dan Moore here holds the point of attack. When he struggled throughout this game with play strength. So moving on, we'll take a look. I want to focus here on one more of Dan Moore's struggles here in play strength. Just don't like to see this tackle get into Dan Moore and completely just push him back. I thought Dotson did a good job pulling, a decent job pulling. He gets into the defender here, and his responsibility is actually to turn the defender out so that Warren can come in and, inside of that pulling guard. The problem is Dan Moore gets beat so bad that 96 can crash, forcing Warren to have to try to go around where he's met by, number 40. So the problem here, let's focus on Moore. Lack of play strength. He gets his hands high. Not a great initial punch. See, I don't know what that left arm is doing. But once he misses with that punch, 96 just says, get out of here, pushes him back, collapses this hole, and, Moore is on skates. Here, I wanted to show Moore at least redeeming himself a little bit. He does a nice job showing good quickness in the run game. He's able to cross this tackle's face and get a nice block. It's not a super powerful block, so it's not like he's, showing all this play strength, but he's doing a good job in his assignment. You have to think if this is, an outside zone rush, Moore is doing a good job here, crossing the face of the tackle and getting in position to make a nice block. So, Moore not completely incompetent in this game. That's pretty harsh. But, the main thing concerned with him is lack of play strength. Here I thought he did a little bit better engaging. The problem is this is against the twos at this point in the game. So number 40 second string. But at least, Moore is not getting put on skates. He still gets long-armed here, and 40 seems kind of in control enough to at least kind of fall into the pile. Let's see what Dotson does on this play. Does a good job of chipping initially on 96, peeling off, taking care of 22. So again, I thought Dotson played pretty well. All right, I'd like to focus a little bit on Dotson for a minute here. Thought he does a really nice job on Arden Key one-on-one here. Key tries to put a move on him inside. Dotson's got a nice base. He's able to extend his arms and walk him over to the arc. Not a threat to Rudolph at all throughout the play. Does a good job of keeping his feet, chopping his feet. Arden Key leaves his feet more, Dotson's kind of mirroring him. He's not the lightest of feet, but he has a lot of play strength, and he's able to really knock Arden Key off his path and just kind of finish him with those nice long arms over towards, out of the play. Let's take a look at what's going on with Dan Moore. Kind of the opposite. Dan Moore has really nice feet chopping them, setting himself up nicely. But, he just lets the defender into his chest here. I'm not sure what's going on with his hand placement. If you watch his hands, they're too high. What's this left hand doing up all the way here? And the right hand looks, I guess he's shooting for the shoulder pads, but it's really not too effective for him right now. He's struggling with that. So I think he needs to keep his elbows more inside and aim for the center of the defender's chest, because this defender has got him on skates here, and even his jersey, and he rips him there at the end. So more struggling. I can't sugarcoat it too much, you guys. Really concerning. But wanted to focus on the positive. Let's watch Dotson again here, handling Arden Key. Arden Key comes with some weird kind of jump step, kind of a jump swipe. Kendrick Green, he's dialed in. His initial punch is great. He's moving his feet, and I'd like to see him not lower his head so much, but it's okay if he makes good contact and really stays with him. I mean, Arden Key hits him with the spin at the very end, but even then, Dotson can get his right arm on him. All right, with Dan Moore struggling so much, I looked into some of the later game tape and said, okay, well, what do we have behind him? So Trent Scott, number 64, came in after. The coaches let Moore play quite a bit. I think they knew he was struggling and wanted to give him the reps. Also just take more of a look at him. But let's take a look at Trent Scott here. Keep in mind he's going against the twos, but I feel like does a pretty decent job. He's got some quick feet, kind of that hop step set, and but importantly, he kind of is able to keep moving his feet. He gets a better punch than Moore had. So look here, he is on the inside shoulder on the pads of this defender. That's going to give him a lot more strength, and he's able to move his feet enough to anchor and start to work the edge defender up the arc. So not ideal. His lower body, he's kind of gets a little bit on his heels here, but he keeps his feet moving enough that he can chop and reset. So pretty decent rep there by Trent Scott. Gives me a little hope, even though it is against the twos. Here we see another good kind of kick slide, I think is what it's called. Gets his hands on the defender, works him up the arc. Again, hand placement is just much better than we saw with Dan Moore. I apologize for the kind of fuzzy video on this one, guys. But you can still get a sense of what's happening with the hand placement. The feet are chopping. So, Steelers fans aren't going to want to hear it, but I wouldn't be surprised if at some point, if Moore continues to struggle, Trent Scott gets a chance, which is, a little scary. But right now, what Moore's putting on tape is a little scary. The other option is my man, number 77, John Leglue. I think he's a bit of more of a guard, and I think, he played guard snaps when James Daniels came out, and I know he's playing guard in a couple of the clips we talked about earlier in the video. If the team's really struggling, they could try Leglue at tackle, which, at least he's showing some play strength here. He's not getting pushed back. Does a decent job with his hands, decent job moving his feet. He is a little bit more lumbering than you'd like to see in a tackle, but at this point, I'm just trying to give Steelers fans some hope.